This video may be against the grain, but I'll say it anyway. I believe we are currently living in the sim racing golden age. I am not one for nostalgia. I really think that nostalgia applies rose-tinted glasses and makes us gloss over a lot of problems. So today, I'm going to argue why I think we are living in sim racing's golden age. Nostalgia plays a significant role in shaping the current perception of sim racing's trends. Oftentimes it is said that in the before times, prior to whatever, games were better. Titles like GTR 2, Race 07, GP Legends, Richard Burns Rally, and all of that. These titles are of course foundational for sim racing, revolutionary even, deserving of praise. But there are also others that built upon what these earlier games have created, which these games might not be by themselves revolutionary. In my opinion, they are better titles at the moment. They are more polished with more relevant features and systems. What makes me say that we are living in a sim racing golden age is the sheer diversity of well-realized everything available to sim racers, software and hardware alike. Pretty much every single racing discipline or series has plenty of choice that allows anyone to emulate it one way or the other. Licensing, of course, can be an issue, especially for Formula 1, but still there's choices to go around. Sports cars specifically have been having a great decade. Sim racing is following that trend with so many titles to choose from, with so much variety, you can basically do everything with it. That can be seen really easily with one class specifically. I know some of you will loathe this, but is GT3. GT3 is everywhere and nowadays is incredibly well developed. It is a very popular series and we can see so many choices in many sim racing titles. Assetto Corsa Competizione was even built around that class, even though it has other classes that sadly no one races with. I don't understand why. We're spoiled, I guess. GT3s are so ubiquitous that is basically everywhere and it doesn't really need to be in Competizione for it. Then there are the licenses. We have World Endurance Championship with the Le Mans Ultimate game. iRacing has IMSA, NASCAR, or even IndyCar. IMSA will also come to Automobilista too. There's just been a set of news covering that. And then with all of these titles, reenactments of other races or even classes can be added even if licensing isn't there for a specific license. In terms of content, there's so much choice and quality out there with more generalistic sims that covers not just the GT3s, because the push lately has been really around the new LMDHs/GTPs at WEC and IMSA. I've been having a lot of fun with this class in iRacing, but Automobilista 2 and of course Le Mans Ultimate will also have a really decent representation of these cars. Though it doesn't really stop in the licensed titles because we're so spoiled for choice nowadays that even modding in Assetto Corsa has them. You want to reenact this racing series, you want to reenact Le Mans, that is possible. You really want to race that really obscure VHS thing from the 1980s? Well, that is possible as well. There's an army of modders making Assetto Corsa the best it can be by adding features and content where none were before. The golden age also goes towards the quality of handling and physics, and right now it is basically tremendous in all mainstream sims. Some will do certain things in the handling better than others, as the developers send them themselves more in that, but generally, the sims sit so close together that the defining differences between them are more about the choice of content and features than just the handling. Features, they have also taken a great leap forwards as well. Just recently, iRacing added the ultimate terrain in sim racing. It is extremely impressive and dynamic. And speaking of iRacing, the thing that was the defining feature for iRacing before, which was the competitive multiplayer, now is a major feature for every other sim one way or the other. Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione has this competitive multiplayer through Low Fuel Motorsports, while rFactor 2, Le Mans Ultimate Race Room, and Automobilista 2 now will have it on the sim itself. This also applies to even more casual titles like Gran Turismo 7 and Forza Motorsports, and that's also a big thing in the racing titles nowadays. The more casual titles have definitely grown up. The simulation quality has really gotten much better. The handling and the physics, a lot of the tractors will be sad to hear, is at times incredibly close to what of the real deal sim racing titles are. It is in the same realm of realism, they operate in the same way with the same rules in such a way that a fast Gran Turismo driver or Forza driver will be fast elsewhere as well. The mechanics are there and they are done to an excellent level. What is truly impressive to what is simcades nowadays is that they manage to capture the essence of what realism is without sacrificing the enjoyability or more accessible gameplay. It's like they have the perfect blend of authentic and entertainment. Not everyone can or wants to go to what is considered to be a real sim racer for whatever reasons they may be, but everyone can have most of the core driving experience with a low floor for accessibility and a high ceiling for those who are extremely fast. Moreover, hardware-wise, the accessibility of sim racing has also never been greater thanks to a wide range of hardware options available to all types of enthusiasts. Gone are the days when high-fidelity choices were confined to specialized equipment only found in professional racing teams or only for those with really deep pockets. Because today, aspiring sim racers can assemble their own immersive racing setups at home, complete with equipment with features that just a few years ago it was extremely expensive. Direct drives, for example, they dropped in price so much that my main contention point regarding to direct drives in the past, namely the prices, has basically evaporated. The entry level for direct drives with Mozza, Fanatec and Camus will cover most of the bases, much like the Trustmaster T300s and G29s in the past did. But now, these new bundles will offer more for the buck. Load cells, which for me are the most important pieces of kit you can have, are also getting cheaper and cheaper. A fully realized sim racing kit can be had cheaper than ever, and even if you don't really want to go that way, the Logitechs and Trustmaster wheels that we have relied in the past are still being sold, and they are still pretty decent, and the prices are still very good, and they can be used with the desk and last years upon years. So that's the thing about the accessibility. It's not just the accessibility of sim racing titles, the variety of sim racing titles. It's not just the variety of hardwares in terms of prices, in terms of features, is everything together. And because of that, we find ourselves living in a truly remarkable era for sim racing, where the convergence of choice, accessibility, and innovation has ushered in a golden age for virtual motorsports, with an unprecedented wealth of software titles catering to every racing discipline imaginable, coupled with democratization of high-fidelity hardware and the relentless technological advancements we've seen just in the last 5 years. Therefore, the stage is set for sim racing to captivate and inspire generations of enthusiasts for years to come. Before I go, I got some news for those of you who care. I've created a new YouTube channel centered around gaming. Currently, I'm playing Helldivers 2, but there will be variety based around other games that I'm enjoying as well, like Cyberpunk 2077, Baldur's Gate 3, and whatever is rocking my boat at any given moment. Check it out, leave a sub, I think you'll like the videos. Don't stress though, the Sim Racing channel is not going anywhere. I am adding just more variety because after all, I play many more games than just sim racing. I also think it's a great learning experience and it may improve this channel as well. Regardless, let me know below what you think about this topic.